Spreading rumors and mocking someone's appearance may seem like schoolgirl behavior, but one researcher finds women can also bring that attitude into the adult world. A new research paper calls that indirect aggression. The study's author, Tracy Vaillancourt, is with the University of Ottawa. Along with us is New York Times columnist, we love it when he comes, John Tierney. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
So let's start with this indirect aggression, or is it newsflash? We were saying this morning, women can be bitchy.
Indeed.
Is that what this is?
Indeed. And I'm gonna get emails telling me I can't believe you just said that.
But what does that mean? How do we do that?
So we do things like we exclude people from the peer group.
Yes.
We give the silent treatment.
Yes.
You know, that customary, I won't speak to you for 3 weeks, and then you have to figure out why I'm mad at you.
Or what's wrong? Nothing.
Oh, nothing.
Yes.
Nothing.
Yes.
We'll spread rumors about the person, so we'll disparage their appearance. We'll suggest that they're promiscuous, those sorts of things.
And men don't do this?
They do it. They just don't do it as much as we do. So when we aggress against somebody, we do it indirectly. When men aggress against others, a lot of times it's direct. It's verbal. You know, I didn't like what you did. With us, we don't say it so directly.
So how did you do this study?
So, well, there's one study that I did where we had women come to the lab and they thought they were going to be talking about how women deal with friendship. And in fact, we had a sexy Confederate interrupt their conversation. So somebody was dressed in a very sexually provocative outfit. And we secretly videotaped and audio taped their conversation and their reaction to this individual. And almost everybody, with the exception of 2 women that were in that condition, were indirectly aggressing against her.
And why did you think it was important to do this study?
Well, I think, first of all, you know, most of what we know about women's aggression and competition is anecdotal. So we think we know, and yet is it really the case? So we needed to have science to support what our anecdotal evidence is. And certainly I can appreciate that it's a little off-putting to hear that women behave poorly. We don't like to be told the truth. But, you know, it's important because we have girls who take their lives over this, about the way they're treated. Recently in Florida, there was that young woman, I think she was about 14, that took her life, and it was actually because she was being bullied, but indirectly. So, you know, they were spreading rumors about her and calling her out on the internet and that sort of thing. So you can't change what you don't acknowledge.
John, one more time, why is it men are different and more aggressive and directly aggressive?
Well, men, you know, basically have to compete in the status hierarchy for men, that they're competing for resources and they want that status hierarchy. And for women, it's traditionally been, they have more of a social network. They're more socially skilled at working that network, whereas men have these more direct confrontations. What I find really interesting here is that, you know, men get blamed for pressuring women to be thin or for, you know, for slut shaming. People have said that. But, you know, but what this paper really shows, I think, is that this is intrasexual competition with women. I mean, men, you know, men want women to be faithful. They want their partner to be faithful, but they don't have a big problem with someone else being promiscuous. I mean, that's not a bug. That's a feature. That's like their fantasy. And so the slut shaming really is much more this indirect aggression that women do. And the same thing, you know, goes for thinness. That women, you know, men don't really want women to be super thin. Their ideal woman is someone who's normal weight or average weight. I'm slightly above average.
That is really good.
They want Beyonce or Jennifer Lopez, not Ally McBeal. It's women who want that thin look, and they do it for themselves.
But indirect aggression makes me so sad about us as women people, because I always think there's going to be somebody smarter, cuter, prettier, better figure, and you just have to get to the point that you're okay with how you look. So does indirect aggression ever work?
It works. It is so effective. That's, I think,
it is effective.
It's absolutely effective, because if you think about if you're competing for mates, let's say, so you like a boy and somebody else likes a boy, and then you tell the boy that you think that person is a slut, that person's less attractive. Studies have shown that actually debases his opinion of that individual. So it works. It also works because we're so profoundly affected by it. When somebody gives us the silent treatment, it really does hurt us. When people call us names, when people say things behind our back, we become depressed, we become anxious, we become suicidal. And
we stop it how?
And we stop it how? By acknowledging it. By maybe actually being strong enough, and competent enough, well, I guess strong would be a better word, to just accept that, you know, conflict is part of life, that sometimes you're going to say something that somebody doesn't like, and it's not the end of the world if they tell you, you know, that sort of thing. But we're so sensitive, and I think we need to toughen up a little bit.
Boys are kind of oblivious, right? I mean, some of this indirect aggression against boys, it doesn't really work because they don't even, it just goes right over their head. They really respond to, like, I'm going to challenge you on the playground, I'm going to do better than you on the team.
And they nail it right then, John, and then they move on. Boys don't pout the way the girls do.
No, and it's done with. As soon as they say it, it's done with, right? It's dealt with there. Whereas we do that 3-week pouting period, that customary 3-week pouting period.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Tracy Vaillancourt, good to see you. John Tierney.
Thank you.
Thank you.